Welcome back to She-Hulk episode 2. My name is Anthony Salic, and today we're going to be reviewing the newest episode from Marvel Studios She-Hulk. Alright, so last time we had the introduction to She-Hulk, in which she learns to sort of navigate her powers as being a Hulk, but while also being trained by her cousin Bruce. This episode sort of sets up what we're going to be dealing with sort of like the future of this season and potentially what the whole series is going to be about if they ever do a season 2. So it starts off with Jen Walters getting fired from her job because of a mistrial. Obviously, because at the end of the last episode, she interfered during the whole trial process with her becoming the Hulk. Oh, I'm sorry, with her becoming She-Hulk at the end of the process, which at the end ultimately ended up her getting fired. So now she's pretty much looking for sort of a new job, and we don't really know exactly where she could really go from here on out. She's struggling to sort of find something new, and she's really just having a difficult time. At the same time, we sort of get like a whole family dinner scene in which she ends up meeting up with like a bunch of her families and siblings and cousins and stuff like that. And it was really, really sweet. Sort of gives us a little bit more of Jen's personal side of things, which is something that we never really get with these superheroes in terms of like family time, because they're always doing something super heroic, dealing with a villain and stuff like that. And I think that it's very similar to Miss Marvel, where you get a lot of their personal stories and it's sort of integrated with the whole overall story. So here she's talking about, whether or not she's going to be taking a job or not, and she gets some really good advice from her father. So I think that was really, really cool. So the main thing about this episode is she gets offered a job at, what is it? GLK and G, some law division. I don't know, whichever one. And as we've seen in the trailers, they're going to be doing some sort of super hero law division that they want the She-Hulk to be the face of. And her first client that they actually offer her and pretty much force her to do is Abomination, Emil Blonsky, who I'm a big fan of. We have not seen this character since, technically speaking, since last year in Shang-Chi, but like realistically, we haven't seen Tim Roth play this character since 2008. So it's been a long time. So again, we get this whole process of she pretty much accepts this job and she has to pretty much go to Emil to try to get some sort of, evidence of whether or not he's actually able to make a case, because his whole thing is that he wants to receive parole. He doesn't want to be locked up anymore. And so Jennifer actually goes visit him at like this super max prison. I don't think it's not the RAF, which is the one that we saw in Civil War. It's actually like this big like land. I don't know where it is, but like it's like this super highly just giant super max prison. And I'm wondering, like, okay, they have Blonsky, but is there any other villains? Because I'm trying to think, like, right off the top of my head, like, what other villains could still be alive from the MCU? Obviously, this is a super hero law division, so there's probably has to be some sort of super villains in this prison. And the only one I'm trying to think, like, villains that are locked up, so they haven't died or they're not from this earth. The only one I can think of is like Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2. Probably maybe some Hydra people at the end of Winter Soldier. I can't know. Zemo got taken to Wakanda. That happened at the end of Falcon. I'm trying to think of who else could be locked up. I don't know. Oh well, I'll digress. No, there's no Mandarin. No, there's no, I don't know, Kingpin's probably not there. So, whatever. So, Jennifer Walters ends up showing up, and Emil essentially says that he's changed from who he was in 2008 to who he is now. And he's pretty much been reborn physically, spiritually, mentally, And we also learned that he's also able to um, be able to change to the Abomination whenever he wants. So similar to how Jennifer can do it as well. And I'm pretty sure that Abomination, based off of everything that we've seen in the trailers of him talking, it seems like he's able to actually control it fully, just like Jennifer Walters. And also the complete redesign that they did for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So we're going to be seeing that later throughout the episodes, but we got a nice tease of it. I actually do like the argument that they give Emil in this episode, because his whole argument is that because the U.S. government gave him orders, which we did see in 2008's Incredible Hulk. I recently did watch that movie, so it's all fresh in my brain. But when we saw him, again, it was Thunderbolt Ross who gave him the order to actually, was it? I think Emil participated in that super soldier experiment, and then he was ordered right after to attack the Hulk. So there could be an argument that says that he did participate in it willingly instead of forced to be given a direct order. So that is one thing that I'm skeptical of. Maybe Emil does have a case, but it's very tricky the way, like, how much are they going to bring into it with the Incredible Hulk? But we'll see. They also do make the case that, what is it? Emil makes the case that the government gave him the serum, which transformed him into Abomination. And if you've seen the original 2008 Incredible Hulk, then you know, well, that's slightly true, except towards the third act, Emil actually forces, God, what's that guy? I know his name was Mr. Blue, but he forces a scientist. I don't know his name. It's Samuel Stern. I think it might be that. But he forces a scientist to insert him with Bruce's blood, so which then causes him to become the Abomination. So again, there's an argument for either or, and at the end of the episode, we end up seeing that the news ends up finding out about the tournament that Emil Blonsky participated in at the end of, or in the middle of, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So we're probably going to be getting Wong in either next episode or the episode after. I am curious. Sorry, my mic cut off there. I am curious to see how this pacing is going to go, because it seems like the Abomination thing isn't going to be the center focus, like the center stage of the show. It's because they also play it out as like there's going to be different cases, and we know that like Wong's going to have an episode. We know that Frogman's going to have an episode. We know Daredevil's going to have an episode. So again, if they're focusing on Abomination first, cool, great. I just kind of wish that he probably would have had the whole story overall, since when is the next time we're going to see Abomination? But who knows? But yeah, I mean, the pacing is fine. I don't mind how short it is. I did see on Twitter, apparently people are saying that there was a Eternals and Wolverine Easter egg, which, again, Easter eggs are Easter eggs until they have a full-on announcement at like D23 or something. So for now, all we can do is just hope that these Easter eggs become something better one day. And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, the comedy was fine. Oh, the best joke. Honestly, the best joke that you guys know it. Bruce Banner saying that him and Abomination are cool. He actually says that Emil sent him some sort of letter like a while back, you know, like apologizing. And of course, the best joke of the episode was Jennifer Walters, or I'm sorry, Bruce Banner going like, you know, I'm a completely different person, literally. And it's like, and I love how Jennifer sort of like sells it with her looking at the camera, obviously being a direct nod to the fact that Edward Norton played Bruce Banner in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, and then he got fired and then recast to Mark Ruffalo in 2012's Avengers. So it's just good, clean fun. I'm glad that they're addressing it. Obviously, the joke could be made for Bruce Banner being able to merge with the Hulk, but we all know the joke is really about Mark Ruffalo being different, a completely different person than Edward Norton. But love the episode. I'll give it an 8.5. Again, it could have been longer. It could have been more enjoyable, I think. But we'll see how the episodes go on. I really do hope that they give us more storyline, especially since we hear that there has been a lot of content that was cut or reshifted. So hopefully we get something new. But if you guys did enjoy this review, be sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. My name is Anthony Salic, and I will see you all next time. Peace.